we feeling? Post Wrestlemania Backlash review. Let's get straight into it. Before we do anything, you got to give a round of applause to that France crowd, man. They were nuts, G. They was crazy. From the start of the show to the end of the show, they kept the same energy, and it was crazy. Really appreciated that. Made the show 10 times better. But if you tuned into our prediction video that we made right before this, you see we went 4 out of 5. Honestly, that 5th one, I call it a void because I said they would win by disqualification. And what had happened at the beginning made the match a no disqualification. So let's get into it, though. So we started it off with RKO, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens going up against the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa, and MFT Tama Tonga. And man, right from the jump, the crowd... Y'all probably gonna hear me talk about the crowd a lot during this video. I'm gonna just let y'all know. That's how crazy they was. Kevin Owens' entrance was literally just maybe 3 or 4 minutes of him just sitting there taking in the love for France. I know that KO is like a French Canadian, I'm pretty sure. So I know he's not from France, but I know it's kind of a similar situation how Sammy not from Saudi Arabia, but how they just love him because of the cultural ties. So man, they showed some love for KO. And then on top of that, when Randy Orton came out right behind him, they sung Randy whole song. As you could tell, Randy really appreciated that. But to get into the match though, they got a brawl going before the bell even rang. As soon as all 4 of them was in the ring, they were kind of staring each other down, and then KO and Tama Tonga got in each other face to face like this, and then they just got the brawling. Randy and Solo got the brawling, and then the security guards came out, some more referees came out. KO got the hidden referees with stunners. It was crazy, and then that made Nick Aldis come out there and say, look, if y'all just gonna do what y'all gonna do, not listen to officials, not listen to the referees, go ahead and do what y'all gonna do then. It's a street fight. Let's go. And right from there, they got it cracking. Randy threw Solo over a barricade. They got the fighting all in the crowd. France loved it, man. For the first match to start off the show, they really got it going. To make it that a street fight, that was such a great decision. Tama got put through a table by KO. Solo did a Samoan drop on Randy through a table. It was insane. Trash cans were getting dented in on people's heads. So the prediction video, we had Jacob Fatu coming in and interfering, and it actually ended up being Tongaloa. Tongaloa is Tama Tonga brother, for those that don't know. I'm not too familiar with him myself. I just know that he's in a tag team with Tama Tonga called the Gorillas of Destiny in New Japan. So that was actually pretty cool to have him come out because everybody's expecting Fatu, and then you get Tongaloa coming out. So that was a really nice add-on, and he ended up costing RKO the match. He ended up hitting Randy with some steel steps and KO with some steel steps. KO gets Uranagi through a steel chair, and then he gets Samoan spiked, and just like that, it was over. France was booing the shit out of them, but shit, it made the bloodline look stronger, and that's what I was looking for. So I'm going to give this match to start off the show. Honestly, I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I'm not going to lie to you. To start off the show, make it an Extreme Rules street fight, and to have the brawl in the very beginning where it was just uncontrollable. They did their thing to start off the show, man. And then have the Tongaloa when everybody expecting Fatu. I'm going to have to give it 4.5 out of 5 to start it off. So next we had the triple threat for the WWE Women's Championship between Tiffany Stratton, Bayley, and Naomi. And man, the crowd showed love to all 3 of them now, especially Tiffy. They showed Tiffy some love. Naomi, they showed a lot of love to. And then even Bayley, they sang the little song. So that was pretty cool. But the in-ring work, these women did their thing, man. They went crazy. And you know with triple threats, it's kind of hard to have all 3 people involved. And, you know, one to usually roll out the ring or be like in the corner somewhere while 2 of them might have the one-on-one. But there was a decent amount of sequences where all 3 women were involved in fighting. Because they had this little narrative going in the match where, like, because you know Naomi and Bayley are friends. And Naomi, there'd be times where she'd try to do a move on Tiffany, and Tiffany would dodge or evade it, and she accidentally hit Bayley. And you could see the regret on Naomi's face, like, damn, I wasn't trying to do that. But when they had to, you know, Naomi and Bayley fought. It wasn't like they were teaming up on Tiffany, nah, but when they had to get down, they did their thing. And every woman got their shine. You know, they all was able to do their little moves and things that the people familiar with. So it was pretty cool. Tiffany was able to do her Alabama slam, actually. This was the ending sequence on both Bayley and Naomi on the announce tables outside. And then she rolled them back in the ring, and she tried to do the prettiest moonsault ever on both of them. And they both ended up rolling out the way and ended up actually hitting her with the 1D, which was pretty cool. Naomi picked up Tiffany, and Bayley came through with the cutter and hit her with the 1D. And that's what got Tiffany up out of the way. And that's when Bayley and Naomi looked at each other and was just like, it's me and you now. Like, come on. And they had their little face off with the trading blows in the ring. Then Naomi tried to roll up Bayley, and Bayley, being the vet that she is, used her leverage and was able to roll up Naomi and get the 3 count. So Bayley took the win and got Naomi off a roll up. I wasn't too happy with the finish, but you know, it was a way to protect both women though, because they had to use the 1D to get Tiffany out of there. And then she was able to outsmart Naomi to use the roll up off her roll up to get the win. So I do like how they protected both women though. So I'd give this match a 4 stars out of 5. I wouldn't say it's like worse than the tag team from earlier. It's just that the finish pretty much was a little what did it for me. I feel like more finishers could have got done. There wasn't a lot of finishers done in this match. So next we got the World Heavyweight Championship match between Jey Uso and Damian Priest. And honestly, this match started off a little bit slow, but I ain't gonna lie. Jey entrance, that's the best entrance I've seen in a while, man. Especially because he started off in the crowd. He didn't even walk down the ramp. When the music started, you just saw the crowd going crazy, but then you see the camera zoom in on Jey. He actually up there in the middle of the crowd. And once they realized it, man, they started going crazy. They all had their flashlights on. They was going up and down. That was lit. It was a great atmosphere for sure. And then with DP entrance, I really like the blur effect they did on him, because when he first walked out, it's like, who is that? Like, you couldn't even see who it was. And then it's like cleared out, and then as he was raising the championship, you could see it cleared out to be DP. You obviously knew who it was, but it was just that little effect on it that was pretty cool. The match itself, like I said, it started off a little slow, but it got built up real quick though, especially when the Judgment Day started coming out there, because JD was the first one to come out there and he interfered, and DP has told him, like, what are you doing out here? I told you I didn't need your help. And I'm thinking, this is what I was talking about in the prediction video when I was showing that angle about how Jey might take the win and this might be the crumble of Judgment Day. But it didn't really have that big of effect on the beginning of the match, at least. Because then Jey got hot after that, I ain't gonna lie. And then he did his spear and he did his Uso splash. And it looked like it was finna be over. And last second, out of nowhere, JD get up and put DP leg on the rope, on the bottom rope. And it looked like it was close. He was taking his time putting that foot up on the rope for sure. So then the match keep going on. And after that, Finn Balor come out. And Jey Uso hit Finn Balor with a super kick. He take his eye off the ball. He jump out and do a suicide dive on JD. Then he wrap around the ring, hits a spear on Finn. And then he get up on the ring side, gets at the top rope, get ready to hit a Uso splash. DP catch him up there, turn him around, do a South of Heaven choke slam from the top of the ring down, and then got the pin 1, 2, 3. And that's how Priest won. It was a convincing win, I ain't gonna lie. The DP got me sold, but what really sold me is after the match, when JD and Finn Balor jumped in the ring and started jumping Jey, and he threw them. It's not like he's yelling, stop, stop. No, he aggressively threw JD, threw Finn off of him. Like, no, this is not how we doing things. Stop. Then Finn Balor got to stomping him again. He grabbed Finn by his chin and was like, look at me. Like, we not doing this. Stop. And he's like, you stand right here, you stand right here. And he raised his championship up. He's like, and I ain't gonna lie, this is gonna be a new aspect to go in. Maybe SummerSlam, we getting Damian Priest versus Finn Balor for that World Heavyweight Championship. because Damian did not like the way they instantly wanted to jump Jay after he took that win. And he told them that he really didn't want them helping him. And you could tell, even if it might have cost him the match, he did not want their help. I feel bad for Jay because he is the biggest babyface on Raw right now, and you can tell the crowd was really rocking with him. But to give DP this win and to show how he's grown, because he wouldn't let the JD and Finn jump Jay like back in the day, he would have joined in on it. But now he's stopping him from jumping Jay. That was really cool to see. So to rate that match, I would have to give that one a 4 stars out of 5 also. It had really good in-ring work. It wasn't just super kicks and spears. And Judgment Day wasn't really too involved. But the involvement they did, it got Jay off his game, which made him lose. But they weren't interfering to the point where, like, it's the same old Judgment Day shit again. The DP babyface kind of angle that he's going for, really appreciated that too. Then we had the tag team match with Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, the Black Avengers, going against Kairi Sane and Asuka. And man, this women's tag team match was good. I really enjoyed it. You know, Jade got to shine. It wasn't just no hot tag 3 moves of doom. We got to see her actually wrestle. She was in there for a good amount of time. You know, there was a time where Bianca was out like on the side. She wasn't even like on the side to get tagged in. She was like on the ground, and Jade was in there by herself against Asuka and Kairi Sane. So I really appreciate them having Jade in the ring for a little bit longer to show like she can wrestle, you know, get away from this notion that she only know how to do a certain amount of moves and they protecting her because she not ready yet. Nah, she's ready. She did her thing for sure. And Bianca didn't even have to carry, you know. There was like an even amount of time where both of them was in the ring. Bianca was in the ring more because, you know, they had to build up to that hot tag for Jade. But when Jade got in, it wasn't just Jade got in, did her moves, went right back out. Nah, Jade got in and was doing her moves for a little bit before she tagged Bianca back in. And honestly, they did a really great job of making Asuka and Kairi Sane look really good and keep them in throughout the whole match. This wasn't a squash match by any means at all. There was a point in time where they had Bianca set up for the insane elbow, and if Jade didn't make it to break up that pin, it was over with. They would have won the match. So they did a really great job of not just making the dominant and strong women, obviously, that everybody thought was going to take the win, not look like, oh, they're just going to dominate the other smaller women. Nah. Asuka and Kairi fought to the very end. So it was really cool to see. There was this very weird sequence where the ref didn't let Kairi Sane get the pin on Jade because she wasn't the legal tag member. It was just weird because it kind of slowed the momentum down because you can tell the women were a little confused. That threw them off. But once they realized like, oh, okay, we just had to switch out the partners, they picked the momentum right back up because this ending sequence with Jade and Bianca was insane. Kairi Sane went for a Hurricane Rana and Jade caught her and put her up in a powerbomb position, switched her to the electric chair position, then threw her up and got her in the position to do the Jaded. It was so cool. You can tell that she'd been saving that move for a minute, but she wasn't even a legal woman at the time. And Bianca slid in, got Asuka and the KOD, did it on top of Kairi Sane, and ended up pinning Asuka and getting the win. So the Black Avengers took that W and they got the tag team championships, and I'm proud of them for it because they showed out. And shout out to Asuka and Kairi Sane too, because they showed they wasn't going down without a fight. No shenanigans. It was just a straight up really good tag team match. I'm going to give that one a 4.5 out of 5 stars. This was a really good pay-per-view, y'all. I'm not going to lie. I know it looked like I'm giving everything 4 stars and above, but honestly, all these matches, they were interesting and they were good in-ring work. There was nothing that he took away from the wrestling inside the ring. That thing with the ref kind of threw me off, so maybe I could lower it to 4 stars for that, but that wasn't the women's fault, and that's why I didn't want to take away from their rating for that. And the match of the night, in my opinion, man, Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles for the Undisputed Championship. The crowd was going crazy for this match, man. This was a real main event. This was a true main event of a PLE. And that phenomenal song, they could not stop singing it, and it was amazing. Every time AJ did something good, or every time AJ kicked out of a pin, that phenomenal song. But they didn't forget about Cody, though. They didn't have a little song they could sing for Cody, but they was chanting Cody's name. loud too. And there was even a point in time where they were chanting, "Let's go Cody, AJ Styles." So there was definitely a split arena between who they wanted to win. And honestly, I don't think they would have been mad at whoever won that championship match, to be honest, because there was a lot of love shown on both sides. The in-ring work, boy, just like how I said in the prediction video, man, that man AJ Styles is capable of elevating anybody to the best of their ability. Cutters Cody was catching, that super Cody cutter that he did off the top rope to win the match with the Crossroads, man. He was making Cody look great. And props to Cody too. Not saying Cody was just getting full out carry. Cody was making AJ Styles look really, really good. I'm not familiar with this myself, but apparently people were saying that maybe AJ is getting old and him gaining all that muscle wasn't the best idea. That man looked good in the ring. Let me tell you, he did a 450 splash that was so clean that they usually don't let him land. Man, it was so clean. You could tell that he's still AJ Styles. If you watched AJ Styles before, back when he wasn't this bulky, you know what I mean by he's still AJ Styles. Because all this muscle mass, it didn't take away from him being him at all. So it was really good to see AJ Styles showcase that no matter how old I am, I still got it. And it was cool, man. Him and Cody, the chemistry between them is off the charts. I think that was their first match against each other, if I'm not mistaken. So they were in there working like they went against each other 10 times plus. The chemistry was crazy. Those two Georgia boys did their thing. I'm going to give this one 5 stars. I'm giving this a 5-star match because from beginning to end, they had me invested. It went from a real good technical wrestling match to show-off moves to straight up trying to do anything they can to get the win. And when Cody hit that super cutter, you knew it was over with. And it was just, the crowd made it 10 times better, man. I'm telling you. If y'all didn't tune in to this Backlash, please take time out of y'all day to go ahead and watch it, because for Triple H first PLE outside the country and to have all this pressure on you because you don't know how the crowd's gonna be, man, shout out to France, man. France made this show. The matches were great, but that crowd made the matches so much better. So much better. They were so involved throughout the whole show. So thank you, France. Thank you, H-Trips, for putting on that banger, man. Thank you to all the wrestlers. And thank you if you tuned into this video and watched the prediction video and came back to see the post review. We were 4 for 5. I'm not going to void that last one. I'm going to take my L. But we did pretty good for our very first prediction video on the channel. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure you go ahead and follow all our socials. And please check out those other videos we got on our YouTube channel right now. We have a movie review for the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. That was a great movie that my boy Matt went seen, and he told me about it. I went to go see it. I loved it. I definitely agree with that review that he put out. And we got an unboxing video for the Obi-Wan Kenobi steelbooks and the Andor steelbooks for any of y'all Star Wars fans out there. May the 4th be with you, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Y'all take care.